What's up, y'all? Y'all already know this is Chris. This is going to be my video presentation over skateboarding. Let's get it.
Skateboarding as both a sport and a culture have evolved very much over time. It all began around the late 50s in Southern California, when somebody came up with the genius idea to screw a pair of metal roller skate wheels to the bottom of a plank. Many famous skateboarders such as Tony Hawk and Rodney Mullen have had a huge influence on the skateboarding culture. To this day, it's still growing in worldwide skateboarding. There is no exact date to when skateboarding began or who began it, but we do know is that the very first skateboard was not very complicated to make. All that had to be done was screwing a pair of metal roller skate wheels to the bottom of a wooden plank. At the time, which was the late 50s, there wasn't any skateboarding manufacturers, so everything was homemade. Around 1960s was when clay wheels were introduced and the wooden planks began to evolve and became more popsicle shaped. There was a ton of options when it came to the shape of your skateboard. In the early 70s was when a never before seen feature was added to the skateboard. The feature was called a kicktail, which would work as a pocket for your back foot while riding. Not only had kicktails been added, but the average skateboard width also increased around 2 inches. That's not all that's new. Polyurethane wheels became the new trend for wheels because they rode smoother than clay wheels from the 60s. In 1978 was the year a legend was introduced into skateboarding, Rodney Mullen. Mullen became a huge influence on skateboarding culture, mainly for his creativity with tricks and for mind-blowing fact that he owned a skateboard for just over a year, yet he placed 5th in an open championship at Kona Skate Park in Jacksonville, Florida. During the 80s, there were nearly no changes to skateboards except for the boards becoming wider with shorter noses for vert ramp skating. Also, slide rails were applied to the bottom of the board for board slides on rails. Another very popular skateboarder that is known by millions is Tony Hawk. Hawk became a professional skateboarder at the age of 14. He also was the first skateboarder to ever land a 900, which is 2.5 body rotations on a vertical ramp on his 12th attempt. Not only did Hawk become one of the youngest pro skateboarders in early 80s, Hawk was also the NSA, which is known as National Skateboard Association World Champion for 12 consecutive years. Street skateboarding continues to grow in popularity. 1995 was the year that the first X Games was held. It brought in new money and interest, helping to propel skateboarding popularity and pushing skaters to the new level of invention. 2002 was the year Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 came out for Nintendo 64, which became a major hit that helped generate even more attention for skateboarding. The game has been followed by many Tony Hawk video games, each a hit. Many say that skateboarding culture is slowly dying considering cities are implementing more security guards and skate stoppers, which are pretty much like roadblocks except for ledges that prevent skateboarders from doing grinds and board slides. California still remains one of the best states to skateboard in, considering there are plenty of good and creative skate spots. Hopefully, skateboarding culture continues to grow to the point where even you might own a skateboard.
As long as you have your friends, you're good. Right, bud? No, all three of us. Get over here. Get over here, bitch! It's a project. You can't cuss. Oh my gosh! Oh yeah!